Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Welcome to our winners webinar for our September developer contest, InterSystems developer contest. Let me bring up the page. All right. This month, we had a big list of winners. The topic, as you can see here, building sustainable solutions. Very excited about the entries and the winners this month. The past couple of months, we've been trying big topics like climate change for the last contest. This month, building sustainable solutions. And we're very excited about the innovation and the energy that you developers are bringing to the contests. This list here of our winners, as you can see, we have 5 places this month, and we'll be stepping through these demos. We do have other technical bonus winners that we'll list here. Unfortunately, we won't have time to have them demo. And then there were community nominations that you can see, but these are covered by the expert nominations above. So we can just demo these. One heads up, we have a couple of people that might not be here, couldn't make this time slot. So we can just mention them as well if they're not here. And then one note to the winners about demoing. We do have a few demos to get through. So we're going to hold you to 5 minutes for demo, and Evgeny will help me and jump in and say when we're over time. So you can give a brief bio about yourself, demo your application, and then for 5 minutes, and then leave a couple minutes for us to ask some questions. So let's start with Yuri. Did Yuri make it? No, I think not. All right, so let's move. Yuri did win 5th place for his Sembra Iris adapter app. You can follow this link on the InterSystems developer community and check it out for yourself. But let's move to 4th place with Dmitry.
Okay, hello everyone. It's just only 1st place, but okay. Let me share my screen. So Dmitry Maslennikov, developer community moderator, co-founder of company CaretDev. So it's enough. I have for this contest, I have a project on Enard project. It's a like alternative kind of interoperability of out-of-the-box InterSystems, but like previously on the last global summit, InterSystems introduced cloud to scale, where you have SQL only way to access Iris, managed by InterSystems. So you don't have interoperability there, but what would you do if you still need some automation, some integration with some other systems? So you can use my system, my Enard. Actually, it's already a 2nd project in this sphere. Already did previously Node-RED project. Now Enard. So how Enard interface looks like? Very simple. Just like this. Yes. It's everything is movable. You can add anything, connect with everything. There are a lot of different tools you can add and connect. Couldn't be even like SSH or like Sentry.io, cool for errors tracking, Travis, finance accounting, PayPal if you have some e-commerce, Stripe and so on, marketing tools, so like anything from Google, like Trello, Notion, anything. Like they have more than 200 connections, but they didn't support Iris by some reasons, yes. And I added it, so now you can deploy anything in your environment and connect it to your Iris. In Enard, you have to have credentials to connect to your any place. Like everywhere you would need credentials. So for Iris, it's also possible. So we can add, as you see, a bunch of offers, and I can connect to any server I want. It will not connect it because it's inside the Docker. So I need full address outside. So it tries to connect, but I have this previous connection. And I can see host here, Delta working. So cool. Close it. But I have already configured everything here. So this connector only works with SQL, with Iris. So what we need is SQL. First of all, we would need create table. We don't have anything in there. Create table. SQL, just simple SQL query. In anything, you can use templates, and it can place values inside in your template.
Dima, you have 1 minute left.
Okay, execute node. In anything, you have to have something in input to get something in output. So it first had to start like first empty node, get something, some empty input, and SQL query create table have no output, so nothing can out. And we can execute. Oh, it will execute only this one manually, but we can activate, and it will start this trigger working each 5 seconds. So it should work, and we can go to executions and see that it's working. How much time?
Dima, time is over, so maybe you can wrap up.
Great. Thank you, Dmitry. Very cool. I don't know too much about the N8N community, but I can see how adding Iris as an option there is a great utility. Any questions or comments from the team?
Before everyone come with comments and questions, Dmitry, thank you personally for this contribution to community. I think that providing an option to interact with InterSystems Iris for some yet another external tools, and for such handy interoperability tool with external, so it's really a great contribution to community. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I already thinking about my next steps to add Iris support to more projects like this. It's Zapier and Make. So I hope I will manage to add it.
Looking forward, just looking forward. But anyway, so thank you. And I personally tried your solution, so it works perfectly. Yeah, so there are some questions to UI in this N8N, but yeah, what system doesn't have questions to UI, right? Okay, thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Dmitry?
Yep.
How can I install this plugin if I already have N8 installed on my computer? Do I have to download anything, or how do I install your plugin, in fact?
Just install my in N8N extension UI. They have settings, and you can install community models. And just type N8N Node.js Iris. That's it. And install.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Just install from market, kind of like from market.
Yeah, the marketplace from N8. Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, let's move on then to Jose for Iris Megazord.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen, just a second. Okay. So I would like to thank you all the votes and support for the community. And what for this contest, we used a previous tool which we created for the Grand Prix contest. If I'm not wrong, which called Iris Megazord, and we used a specific tool called Iris Flow, which is a tool for creating interoperability productions in a visual way. So this is my team, me, Henrique, and Dmitry. Unfortunately, they can't attend to me today, but again, we did this together. So as I said, the goal of this project is to use an API to call it climatic API, which you can estimate how much CO2 emissions human activities can generate it. So we used our Iris Flow in order to use a Telegram bot to communicate it to this API, and where you can know how much CO2 emissions, flights, water treatment, plastic waste, and clothes and footwear buying you could generate it. So let me go to the demo. So this is the Iris Megazord and Iris Flow editor. So you have some nodes here, which are just wrappers for Iris interoperability adapters, business services, business operations, so on. So let's start by first give a name to our flow. And to start, let's just set up a simple interaction with Telegram with the two nodes, the from Telegram and to Telegram. We just need to connect them. The Telegram API key was previously set up as a Iris credential here. So let me save it. And now I can start my production here. Just have two nodes here, a business server and a business operation in this case. And now let's test on Telegram. And if I send any message, I just get the same message here. So now let's go let's do some improvements here. For example, as we are intending to create a chatbot, we previously create a decision tree here in order to do interactions and some utility methods to get the decision tree and using the Climatic API. So I will do a quick modification, this flow here. So first, I have a script here. So first, let's create a decision tree. As the decision tree was implemented using object script, we have an object script preparation node here, where you could link object script code here for expression for two kinds of properties we have here, the expression and context expression. So let's save it. Also, we have a way to communicate it to Climatic API, which is the new adapter created for this context. So,
José, you have 1 minute.
All right. I think it's better to use the created one here, which is this one. You could also import. So this is which I will create it step by step, but to time restriction, I think it's better to use the created one. So let's stop this one. Okay, now let's do the same dialogue here. Now the chatbot presents me some options. I would like to know how much 1,000 liter water treatment could generate. So here the Climatic API gives me the estimated of 0.272 kilograms of CO2 estimation by treating 1,000 liter of water. So that is it.
Thank you. Very impressive.
Yeah, very cool. Love the drag and drop low code element there for sure. Any comments or questions from the group?
I have a question. José, you shared first question. So you mentioned that the decision tree you made with object script. Why didn't you use business rules that we have in rules engine? So because this looks like a match for such decision tree.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think because I can't remember a business rule. Because yeah, you for sure you could create a business rule in the Iris interoperability and then link it to the flow. Yeah, could be a nice improvement for the project.
Okay, thank you. And also, I really like the UI, but I didn't like when you switched to production UI. Maybe when we will see
yeah,
the production UI and the same nice user interface.
Yeah, there's an issue. Yeah, there's an issue open to start production directly in the Iris Flow editor.
Actually, I'm asking more like when we will see the UI for production messaging, this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I do have one question. So in Megazord, I can see any services or operations that's available in Iris in Megazord. Or I have to register them in Megazord.
Sorry, you can.
You show us how to import the Telegram operation to Megazord. Do I have to extend any of my business object or business service to something special to have it available in Megazord? Or
So you can use any Iris interpretability adapter, business server, no business operation, but you have to extend some Iris Flow adapter classes in order to use it in Iris Flow editor.
Okay.
It's a matter of adapters, right?
Yeah, but also for business servers and business operation also as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, can we see the messages or in Megazord 2, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can share. So can you maybe demonstrate this?
Yeah, actually, I think in this project we have some troubles in this.
Okay. With messages.
It's part of improvements for future.
Oh, yeah. Also, I wanted we talked about this, but I maybe want to highlight this. So I'm glad that you use other packages, but I don't understand why you include the source code of these packages into the project, because the idea is to install them via IPM, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I talked to Henrique and then and they said that they have some troubles using ZPM. I can't understand what problems was, but I'm starting to separate Iris Flow as a new package. I'm finalizing. I think this week I will, at least Iris Flow will be in a separated package.
And actually, if you have any problems with package manager, the ZPM, we have a whole community to share your problems. So there are a lot of people that use it. So please,
sure.
Go ahead. José, thank you for your contribution.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Jose. Let's move on to Mohammed and the Iris Energy ISO data app.
Yeah, hi all. Let me share my screen, please.
Guys, sorry for interrupting. I just want to add a comment that recently Mohammed joined the moderator team. So I just want to congratulate one more time and say welcome, Mohammed, to our team.
Welcome.
Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the page, this is the application. Actually, whole idea behind is to use sustainability, and it required some really research work. So I found this Python library, which is communicating to these ISOs and to get the data from all their productions against all these productions. So they are returning this information. So this was the base to develop this application, to use this Python library. And at the end, I'm first of all very thankful to Mr. Gronger for his template. So this template was really helpful, especially when we use the PEX with the embedded Python. So this is basically a 12th goal defined by United Nations in their sustainable development goals, to make a balance between your energy production and the usage. So these are the 3 ISOs. There are 7 basically predefined in this library, but I found that only these 3 were working. Rest the APIs were giving some errors. So I only use these 3. One is California, this PJM, and this one is for ISO for New England. So let me jump to the production. Then I'll go through the code. So the application is already running in the container, and I'm just running the production here. So let me start the production. Okay, so the production is started, and so this is our business service. If this is basically linked to this Python class California service, and again this is linked to this production. So here this is our Python file reside here, and then it's communicating. This is the file name bs.py file, and this is our process. Basically is based on the had the title of the message. It send the message to these operations. So we have these three operations. So these are three operations are writing the file in this path, and this is a path where they are writing the file. So if I go to the message, so these are the message passed to this operation. So this is the data we got from this service. So this is basically details are that this is total production today, this time, and these are all the energies, and this is the production. So it's saying that the natural gas is almost 40.1% they are producing, and then this was the demand today, and this is a supply. This is the first line. They have almost I think 24 per day. So this is the first one I'm getting just in order to just display. And let me go again here. And again, if we go to the trace for this, so this is how the flow is. It's getting the data here, and it's then process going to operation, and then returning back. So let me. So this is a basically source here. This is the Python source.
Muhammad, you have 1 minute more.
Yes. So this is a source, and this is our business service. So this business service basically connecting to the Python, that library. This is our California service, and this service basically is connected to this template, and this template here is connecting to the Enard's production. That's how we are displaying in our production. So all the business service and process and operations, this is all the flow, and this is their inheritance, what we are using. Just in the here, this is the main code here in the process. So this is calling, we are importing that library. This is a library ISO data, and then we are just passing which ISO we want, and then we are getting. So this is for the California service, and this is a data we are getting, and then some parameter we are passing, and we just moving to the message. And then message we are passing to the process. So this is our business process. So based on the title, it's just targeting to the operation. So these are the operations, and these operations are writing the files to the specific folder, getting the data, what the message, and passing to the folder. So this is all. And once again, I really want to thanks to Mr. Grongir for their template. It was really helpful, at least as using PEX, and the concept of PEX really clear by using this template. Thank you.
Very cool, Mohammed. Love it. Well, really, I think kind of illustrating the premise behind all of this is that approaching one way to approach these big picture topics like sustainability is through data interoperability and analysis. And really showing that. Any comments or questions from the group?
Muhammad, again, I will be the first. So it's the same. Thank you for the very nice solution related to sustainability and using embedded Python with interoperability engine. But my question is similar to José. I'm glad that you use a package from Guillaume Renier, but why don't you use ZPM for the deployment? I see that you have it in the source code of your solution. So if you could, I mean, maybe you could use just ZPM. So actually, if it's not convenient, just share, because our intention is that developers with the idea of IPM, like ZPM, is that developers will use these packages as building blocks, not include like in every solution to build some monolith, right?
Yes, I tried to use ZPM, but I think because of this embedded Python, I was getting one issue. The production was not starting. It was giving some error. I tried to solve it, but I couldn't find some time, but
Okay.
I will look at it.
Thank you. This is very helpful.
Well, also like to add a comment, Mohammed, it was one of the really top packages that you deposit in Open Exchange, and it was extremely easy for me as a non-expert in all the details to follow. And to that case, I would say it's really an example how to do it, not just the build, but also to run the exercise. If you're not expert, I think my first experience with Postman, it was a mess until I found a very nice description here, step by step. It's nothing great, but if you do a lot of these reviews and builds, you find you have a certain attitude. And if it goes easy and then you click on it and it runs, well, that's what I expect. And I see a lot of other consumers of these packages will have probably the same problem. If you're not the deep expert in whatever languages, you need this help, and you did it really excellent. And well, I wrote it in the review as well. Thank you for the package.
Thank you, Mr. Robert.
Hi, Mohammed. If you have any problem with my package, send me why it doesn't work with ZPM. It should work, in fact. And thanks again for using my package, my Python package. And my question is, do you enjoy to use it? Do you think it's really added value to work in pure Python with this module?
Yes, I already mentioned that the PAX was really, for me, I tried before, but I couldn't succeed it. But with the help of this template, I was able to do it. And also I understand what is the PAX. So it was really helpful. The way you designed it's really great.
Yeah, it's free to use it?
Yeah, it was very easy to use once you understand.
And do you plan to build other projects on top of this module?
Yes, I'm planning this.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you, Mr. Avian.
Okay, so for our first place winner, it is Sustainable Machine Learning App by Lucas Enard. Lucas could not make it to this webinar today, but we do have a video from Lucas describing his project, and I've got my fingers crossed that we can play it with sound as well. Let's give it a try.
Hello everyone, I'm Lucas, a French engineering student that worked as an intern sales engineer at InterSystems France for 5 months. After my internship, I heard about the contest and decided to participate to be able to work once more with InterSystems technologies and Iris. Unfortunately, I cannot be here in live today as I just arrived in Prague for my academical exchange for my 5th year of engineering school, and I'm quite busy with all the paperwork and the courses. I wanted to participate since my field, data science and artificial intelligence, is not often linked with sustainability, and the contest was a way for me to express myself in these important subjects that are sustainability and environment. As you know, artificial intelligence is becoming more and more popular, with many well-known firms trying to follow the movement and sell tools to easily create machine learning, train the models, and use those models. All of this is really practical and easy to use. However, it comes with a cost, a financial one, of course, but also an environmental one. Training huge models and again can take a lot of resources and produce a lot of CO2. Supercomputers are running for days and days, and the size of the models are just exponentially increasing, taking more and more space than ever. All these efforts for some mere performance improvement. Of course, this process is needed by many firms, where even 0.1% of improvement in the accuracy of the model could save thousands of lives. That's why my application and my template is designed for more common uses and research purposes. However, as I had the opportunity to work with NLP and, for example, image classification, I realized that some tools and models are already almost usable as is, and they can help save hundreds of hours of training and therefore save a lot of CO2 productions and electricity consumptions. That's why I decided to create a template using InterSystems technologies to create an interoperable solution that answers some sustainability issues by allowing you to easily, in a few clicks, download pre-trained models from the internet once, use them as much as you want for your own need, and of course, afterwards, fine-tune these pre-trained models with new content available on the Iris database and add content to the existing model. For example, on my template, we are taking an NLP model. We try it if you want, and then you can train it on the data I've put in the Iris database and create 5 new labels in order to grade internet review. So the dataset is made of 70,000 entry and 5 labels from 1 to 5 number of stars for the review. Therefore, by doing this, we end up with, if you have time and some compute power, a great model that can be used to predict the grade of internet review. That for free and for a small amount of CO2 produced and electricity consumed. As you can see here, this is production. So here you can easily access my work and all the operation and the backbone of the template. My template is made of 3 main components. The Hugging Face operation that allows you to communicate directly to the Hugging Face API and run any model that you like using your internet connection. The result is given back directly to the user without further needs. The machine learning operation allows the user to use mostly any pre-trained model from Hugging Face in order to save some resources or simply use these models inside of Iris. Here you can see the settings of the ML operation on a bird's model. Then we are going to try it out. So the downloads and everything have been done beforehand to gain a lot of time. I mean, some time, I guess. So here we're going to try the model. So you just go to tests, action, you specify the request type, you specify the inputs, and then you just press enter, and then you can visualize the results. The same way, and as an example, we are going to do the exact same thing using ResNet Local, which is a model that will be used to identify objects. So it's object identification, classification. So here we can see the settings, etc. Then the same way we're going to try it out. So we put the input, which is it's called URL, but in fact it can be an internet URL. And if you don't have internet, or if the URL doesn't exist, it then will try to open it from your computer. So here we open an image that's in a folder, and we'll soon see the results. So on this image, we can see that the model just simply gave us back an image. So you can put it in an API, for example, and just send back an image to the user. And here you have access to, you know, you see the cat, you see the remote, you see the couch. That's it. Here we have access to the settings of the last operation we're going to cover today. It's the operation that allows you to pre-train, to fine-tune your pre-trained model. So here we enter the specification we need, and then we'll simply, as before, go to Test, Action, and we will just simply enter what we need. So here is the parameter for the training. So I won't go into details here. As you can see, if people are used to machine learning, you can see that these parameters are quite strange. It's because I want it to be really quick since I don't have much time. But therefore, the results is going to be less interesting. However, it will be fast. So as you can see, there are the results. So you can see, again, I'm really sorry for this, but as my internet connection is quite low here, and my computer isn't really the best one, I cannot make it run. However, you can see here that you have in the log info of the operation, you have all the information about the training. So you have the number of epochs, and you have the progression. I would like to thank the French team at InterSystems for everything they have done for me and the work they provided. I would like to do a quick shout out to Guillaume Rongier for the wonderful Iris Python tool that allows you to use InterSystems technologies only using Python. So that's one of the modules I've used for my project. It allowed me to use all the modules from Python that I needed to code only in Python except for 2-3 details. So thank you again. It's a really powerful tool, and if you want to look into it, go ahead. Again, I would like to thank everybody here for the feedbacks and the comments on my work, and I guess we'll have to see each other next time. By the way, you can find my LinkedIn and my contact here on the screen somewhere. So thanks again, everybody, and see you.
Very cool. Our thanks to Lucas. He's not here to respond to the questions, but any comments from the group?
I just can share that this was very impressive. Maybe Guillaume could follow up also.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pleasure to work with Luca, and I guess he did a great work to show how it's easy to use any Python module in InterSystems with almost no knowledge with whatsoever in ObjectScript. And he was able to work from scratch with this project and use some neat API from all the Python community. So that was great.
We have a question in the chat. Chris Cho asks, may I know the main objective of his machine learning project, NLP or CV?
In fact, it was both. The main object of this project was to show that instead of retraining, applying machine learning each time, you can save CO2. And his point was both reuse that already exists in NLP or in CV, that's great, And if in some cases you need to be more specific, not use a generic model, you can fine-tune it. You can fine-tune a pre-existing model that's robust and build on top of it. So in fact, it was in two things, NLP and CV, reuse models and fine-tune the models instead of reinventing the wheel each time. Because reinventing the wheel each time in machine learning can be very, very costly for the environment, almost like blockchain or stuff like that.
Mhm. Very cool. I think it's not only will be useful in data science and in new applications, but even for InterSystems in our events that we do, like hackathons and other things, and our startup accelerators, that this could be a powerful tool for the machine learning aspect of projects. Very cool.
So it's practically this is the easy way for anyone from InterSystems developer ecosystem to use pre-built, pre-trained models in the Hugging Face, right? So it's really great.
Yeah, that's the point.
Also,
that's the point.
Yeah, also I was personally I was very impressed with seeing cats in the InterSystems trace message trace environment. Yeah. There is another question. The Iris platform will speed up the machine learning loading. It is running GPU remotely or only integration Hugging Face?
Okay. 2 points. In this project, you can use the integration with Hugging Face. That means you can use their APIs and using their own cloud provider to do all the compute. You have an option, if you want to download the model. That's very important. As you download the model, you will have the model on your computer, and afterwards, you can use it or fine-tune it. Then for the compute speed with GPU or CPU or TPU, you may have heard about that. TPU is for TensorFlow Processor Unit. All this kind of stuff, we did not address it right now, but it can be addressed later on because we do not have the driver to make it work with TensorFlow, but it's feasible. You can use GPU, not remotely, locally too, on your computer to make all the calculation from the machine, the ML model work faster. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you.
Is that it? All right. Thank you, everyone. Another great session, another great contest. I think it's been very exciting, these contests where we're looking at some of the bigger picture world topics like climate change and sustainability, and very excited about all your work and your submissions. So thanks again to all the winners. Evgeny, did you have a comment?
Yeah, just we have a few minutes. Maybe any questions, any like for any feedback on a general way how we run the things. So any wishes, any suggestions on the next topics and things like that. I hope you like that we approach with the global challenges. We promise you that next one will be a global challenge as well, and we'll keep it secret for some time. Yeah.
About my project a bit, my project is written is N8N. It's a Node.js project, so it uses Node.js and uses Node.js driver to Iris, but not from InterSystems. It's my own driver, but driver written on language Rust. And I found one recent research where it placed Rust as the most sustainable programming language. So kind of, I am also in topic.
You should mention that. You should and get your sustainability bonus. Yes. Okay.
Any other thoughts and comments? All right. Thank you all. As Evgeny said, we have a topic already in the works for the next contest, but we just want to finalize a couple of things before we announce. But we will be announcing soon on the InterSystems developer community. So thank you all, and congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.